it's me, Biliah, Sega Gamer, and welcome back to the Sonic CDLP, the final part. Oh man, I cannot say we're finally almost done with this game. Oh boy. Well, anyway, I'll give my final thoughts about the game, but first, we're in Metallic Madness Zone, and pretty much it's like a hybrid between Metropolis Zone, but not as frustratingly as long, and Brain Scrap Zone. However, though, I do prefer Brain Scrap Zone because it has, you know, more exciting things in them, and it's more iconic. Because let's face it, Sonic CD, the only iconic zones I remember is Pawn Tree Panic, Quark's Quadrant, and Stardust Speedway, and Wacky Workbench, even though that's my most hated. And to me, it's not as memorable like the past two Genesis games. I will admit, it's not as damn long like Sonic 2. But, you know, I do appreciate the exploration factor, but I wish it was, you know, more executed in this game than it is in Sonic 2. But I'll get that part at the end. And again, you know, there's more interesting traps. Because if you saw my Sonic 1 playthrough, you know, I died a couple of times. Not only that, what makes Brain Scrap Zone more superior than Metallic Madness is, of course, Metallic Madness has a dick level design. Oh boy. I do not like the level design in this place. Oh man, I hate turn. You see, Act 1's not that bad for the robot generator. I mean, it's simple. Just take the top route, then go down, then you see a badnik. Once you see a badnik, you see two springs. Bounce on those two springs that are sideways, you get speed. Then once you get to the pass, just take the bottom route. It's the second act, which is bullshit. Oh boy, I really hate the second act so much. Well, anyway, the second act, you pretty much gotta go through these tubes. Then after that, once you find the robot generator at the right specific route, then you gotta go try to get your way back to the present so the level design can reset and change. And trust me, I really do not like the level design in Metallic Madness. Sorry about that, I need to get some water. Oh boy. Well, anyway, this is the second act. Oh, I forgot to mention about the music about the stage. Just like Stardust Speedway, I actually like the Japanese music. All three versions. However, I don't like, hell, including the good feature. The only music I'm a little mixed is the American soundtrack and the Japanese good feature. To me, I don't know, it sounds too much like Fern Gully meets The Lion King, I guess. If anyone remember those two movies. Well, anyway, Act 2, it's a little bit more simple, just take the top route. But oh boy, it's that you want to get out of the past. You know how in my past playthroughs, I managed to stay in the past, whatever. You can't stay in the past there for long because you could, it's just that you gotta become mini Sonic, and there's a small gaping hole that Sonic could go through, and let's just say, yeah, it sucks. That's why I'm gonna be cutting some parts out. Once I get lost. Oh yeah, you can easily get lost in the past though too. Not only because of tubes, because everything looks the darn same. But yeah, just follow what I'm doing in this gameplay and you reach the robot generator, no problem. It's not as, like, say, it's not as cryptic like Wacky Workbench, but it is, or Tidal Tempest for that matter, but it is very confusing nonetheless. But I do digress, of course. I need to catch up my breath for a second. Well, anyway, here's the level design that I'm talking about. You could manage to continue on throughout the past, but you have to go to the present. Eventually, I did cut out a certain part, so you don't have to see me lollygagging in the past that much. See, right up there. The game's trying to tell you that you gotta that you have to. The game's trying to tell you that you have to go back to the past. But yeah, I don't really like the level design here. So yeah. Oh, speaking of level design, Sonic CD is one of those Sonic games where it doesn't have bottomless pits. Because you know how in most platformers later in the level, you have bottomless pit? Sonic CD is sort of like Metroid, I guess. See now, throughout the levels, you don't even have bottomless pits to avoid. Well, except for the very end, near Act 3, and yeah, pretty much, that's where you see a bottomless pit, but either of that, this is probably the most easiest Sonic game. Well, except for a few sections where depends on the level design. I'm looking at you, Wacky Workbench. It has to be one of the most easiest, it has to be one of the most easiest Sonic games ever completed. Maybe my second favorite, but it's not the best. Oh yeah, right here, this is where I get lost. And you know, I was trying my damn best to get back to the future. But you know, eventually, I just got into a metal pillar and I get crushed. Oh yeah, again, just like I said, if you stand next to a pillar in any other Sonic game, any other 2D classic Sonic game, you get crushed and stuff. Oh yeah, not to mention about this game, this probably has to be the final boss has to be probably one of the most piss easy final bosses ever seen in a video game. Hell, even more piss easy than the Robotnik Crusher pillar, Crusher boss from Sonic 1, and that was more challenging. And yeah, I don't really like Sonic CD that much because of that. Here, this me trying to get into that small section, which only Mini Sonic could go through, but no, I'm normal Sonic and I can't go through there. And eventually I just end up killing myself. I think this is the last time, I'm not sure. Let me just see for a second. Hold on. Yeah, this is the last. Wait, hold on. I think I managed to go to that. Yeah, wait. Hold. I think this is the last part. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, like I said again, this is post-commentated. I already recorded both versions, so you guys can hear the soundtracks and the differences between the U.S. and American release. So you guys can listen to, so you guys can know what the game is like. Yeah, it is the last time, and I just kill myself. I just cut ahead. Cause let's face it, I'm not gonna let you guys see me go through the same stunt over and over again, trying to get into that little passageway. Well, anyway, if you manage to get to the pass, the level design resets and it's way much more easier to get to the freaking exit now, unlike its past predecessor, seeing out it's a construction yard. See, you didn't get that in the present. Conveyor belts. So yeah, all I just do is try to avoid the future signs, and I pretty much I pretty much go drop the level, of course. Oh yeah, you may recognize those bomb bandits from Sonic 1. They have this time they're beat up with steroids. Like I said again, this game does have a lot of elements from Sonic 1 because this is pretty much semi-developed by Nato Oshima. Yuji Naka was working on Sonic 2 during the same year, but Nato Oshima wants to create his own version of Sonic 2. You know, that's why you see a lot of elements from Sonic 1, like Palm Tree Panic is like Green Hill, Wacky Workbench is Spring Yard Zone, but on crack, and Stardust Speedway is like Starlight Zone, and Tidal Tempest is Labyrinth Zone, but on steroids. And we just end up becoming Mini Sonic. Yes, now we can play as a continuous sprite, like in every other Sonic, just like in every other Sonic game where you get 1,000 points or get 50 rings in a special stage. I want this in a new Smash Brothers. Mini Sonic, Sonic having an alternate costume where he's Mini Sonic. But don't worry, you can still get hit, and you still get hit by rings and shit like that. But don't worry, Act 2 ain't that long, so yeah. The only thing I hate about Act 2 in the past is its dick level design. But this part's pretty easy with the spike platforms. Just jump on it before, and pretty much you could get to the higher route. If you take your time on that spike platform, yeah, you're pretty much dead. Yeah, you pretty much get crushed and shit like that. And this is what I'm talking about, the music being weird and awkward. Oh yeah, this is the only level that has a bottomless pit, but I think I cut that part out too, so yeah. So, and yeah, this is the good feature. Again, I will have an extra video showing up all the bad features and, you know, what will happen if Sonic stood there for like 3 minutes, because you already know. But yeah, this section right here is the only part where there's a bottomless pit. The only platformer that should not have a bottomless pit is Metroid, because I get it, it's not linear. That game has a shit ton of pathways to take. But this right here, this is like probably one of the weirdest mechanics in the Sonic game where you don't have a bottomless pit. Yeah, sure, you have those pillars that crush you and spikes. Then if you don't have rings, you instantly die, but still, no freaking bottomless pit. Where's my challenge? But yeah, this is the only part where you don't, where it is a bottomless pit, and you gotta jump on these spinning platforms from freaking Brain Scrap Zone. But before we get to the boss, there's an endurance round where you gotta defeat 3 badniks, and it's easy. And it's easy, of course. Well, anyway, the Dr.Robotink boss fight's very easy. He pretty much got these 4 blade roll tiles, and you gotta jump on one of them. And you have rings. It doesn't matter if you lose rings, you can just pick them up again. Well, anyway, I'll let you guys listen to the music, because the music is from the final boss music is not only used in this game, it's also used in Christmas nights. Of course. Oh yeah, one more thing. And I'll let you listen to the credits, because the credits, the person who sung the credits, her name is Kiloto Yowada. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. And I'll explain why they took the original piece. And also, the American soundtrack of Sonic Boom was performed by a band named Proceeded, which is pretty much which is pretty much, I think, is an American-made band. Well, anyway, I'll be right back. I'll let you guys listen to the credit. song you just heard is Cosmic Attorney, performed by Hio Luwaka. Sorry to pronounce that. Oh, they cut the song out in Sonic CD. They cut the song out in the re-release because, sadly though, rest in peace to her. So that's why I used an emulator so that you guys can listen to the song. Okay, my thoughts about Sonic CD. Well, okay, I do appreciate that. Okay, here's one thing that it trumps over Sonic 2. Thank God the levels are not as long as it is. And I do encourage that exploration factor. But here's the thing. It's just that there are some parts of the level design that I hate. I'm not gonna repeat this again because just go watch the other parts. Again, if it ain't springs or bumpers that I'm bumping into, that it's usually enemies and spikes I'm crashing into. Of course, due to distinct level design. Not only that, I only find 3 worlds that are 3 zones that are hugely creative, while the other 4 are not. I'm looking at you, Collision Chaos. I mean, the music may be badass and cool, but it's just Casino Night Zone and Spring Yard Zone put in the blender, but it had its own fetus. But I do have to praise one thing, the music. I really do love the music. But sadly though, this ain't my #1 favorite Sonic soundtrack. It may be my 2nd favorite Sonic soundtrack, but it ain't my #1. But yeah, and I do like the inclusion of Metal Sonic, but Amy, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. I like Amy as a character, but you know, some people love her, some people hate her. So, you know, Metal Sonic is badass. But again, I don't consider it to be my #1 favorite Sonic game. Maybe my 2nd favorite Sonic game, but it ain't my #1 favorite of all time. Well, anyway, those are my thoughts on Sonic CD. Well, anyway, stay tuned until I do the next biggest Sonic game, 2D Sonic game ever. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Stay tuned.
You can handle when you use your mind. Mr. Fast got it good, but this ain't his neighborhood. He's taking over. No, time is now. He can hide, find the power deep inside and make it happen. Sonic I will get you running back.
Oh, just rebuild it? Well, real f***ing original. And who's gonna give me a loan, jackhole? You? You got an ATM on that torso light bright?